Reality. Albany, Rochester, and Syracuse are on the verge of declaring bankruptcy because they can't afford to pay the state's unfunded mandates, like Medicaid, pensions, health care. Yonkers is close behind. The governor's negotiating bailouts for these cities. And who do you think will pay for those bailouts? And why aren't we here all night at your command to solve these real emergencies, Governor Cuomo?
Impeach the governor!
I come to Albany proudly and voluntarily as a citizen legislator. I leave my wife and 3 young daughters home alone for days at a time to represent my constituents up here, far from home. After what happened to the young mother in Loganville, Georgia, who defended her 2 young boys against an intruder, this new bill will turn me into a criminal too, because you can bet that before I leave to do the people's work, there will be more than 7 rounds in the magazine of my life. My dear friends, with the following quote: "A free people ought not to be armed, but they should have sufficient arms and ammunition to maintain the status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government." Thank you all, and God bless.
Too bad, was it? I thought it was pretty good. Did you get a little energy going there?
Yeah.
You did? You sound like wimps again. Let me hear that We the People stuff.
We the people.
Okay, wait a minute. What the hell is that? Let me get the guys way in the back who are soaking up the sun. They're like a bunch of politicians. They're staying away from everybody else, soaking up the sun, soaking up the warmth. Let's see if we can get them to say, "We the people." Everybody turn around. Look at the people in the back.
The governor!
And let's see if they can yell, "We the people." Can you hear them? Are they saying, "We the people"? Wake up! What the hell's wrong with you? It's "We the people." There they go. Okay, everybody join them. We the people.
We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people.
You know, doesn't that sound nice? I think that sounds real nice. That's right. Did you hear what he said? Save your guns or we'll be throwing rocks. Doesn't make any sense, does it? All right, all you women out there, get ready to lock yourself in your bedroom. That's what they want you to do to protect yourself.
Like a coward!
That's right. Hell no is the answer. That's right. I'm not locking myself in the bedroom, and neither should you. No way. Holy cow. Let me introduce David Gay, who's the mayor of Gloversville. David? Oh, you're not the mayor? You can be the mayor if you want.
No, I'm a Central New York Campaign for Liberty organizer. Thank you. So, the Assemblyman says that Governor Cuomo wants to run for president? So he thinks he can run for president from being the first one to introduce this gun law. Meanwhile, we have good patriots patriots like Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, who pledges to nullify these laws. I think Cuomo has severely overplayed his hand. You know, this isn't a knock against the police or anyone, but you know, when seconds count, the police are just minutes away. And a gun in hand is much better than a cop on the phone. These liberals claim to want to protect our children. They spent the entire election season last year saying that conservatives have a war on women. If you care about women, how dare you disarm them? I can think of no greater equalizer of the sexes or any more effective deterrent to rape than a woman's right to bear arms. This might be one of the largest gatherings of New York liberty activists since the American Revolution. That. Welcome back. The people have gathered in large numbers. These politicians have spoken, and they claim to be on our side. And that's good. Are we all just going to go home feeling satisfied that we did something for our country by coming to a rally? When we leave this place, these laws will still be in effect. What are you going to do about it? Get involved! You can rally once or twice a year or even twice a week and be heard. You can vote every couple of years or so. You can start an armed rebellion. I don't suggest that. You get slaughtered. Or you can listen to Thomas Jefferson, who taught us that the rightful remedy to tyranny is nullification. Unjust law cannot be enforced if the police won't make an arrest. If a prosecutor doesn't press charges. If a judge refuses to hand down a sentence. Or you can't even get a jury to convict. When the federal government required everyone to return fugitive slaves to their captivity, in 1851, a jury in the state of New York bravely and rightly opposed that act. Not by force, but not by words alone either. They opposed it by nullification. Another example is slightly more recent history in New York State. When it was illegal to have beer in the United States during Prohibition, in New York City, you couldn't find a jury to convict and the bars were open. That's the kind of culture of liberty that we need to grow in New York State again. That these juries refuse to enforce these unconstitutional laws, these tyrannical laws, and they rendered these wicked acts impotent. Today, on the issue of the individual's right to defend himself and his family, New York State is actually ahead of the federal government, headed in the wrong direction. This time it's New York that's passed an unconscionable and tyrannical law, but the solution is the same. Nullification is a power that lies in the hands of the police, prosecutors, jurors. It is the power to overturn, overrule, and veto these intolerable laws from this dictatorial state without violence. When you leave here, discuss nullification with those around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, all your politicians, and your GFP committeemen. Make a plan to implement nullification. If your local government school is teaching your children things you don't agree with, there are alternatives. You can homeschool. If you're a police officer, it is your responsibility to uphold your oath to the Constitution. And to refuse to make any arrests under any unconstitutional law. If you're on a jury, and the defendant is accused of violating this new gun law, or any victimless crime that's unconstitutional, you have the duty and the privilege privilege to stand up for them and nullify that unjust law, to find the defendant not guilty. An organization that teaches about jury nullification called FIJA.org puts it perfectly. The primary function of the independent juror is not, as many think, to dispense punishment to their fellow citizens, but rather to protect fellow citizens from tyrannical abuses of power by government. Jurors can say no to government tyranny by refusing to convict. You have a right and a duty to defend yourself and your family as citizens, as human beings, and as God-fearing men. New York State has declared a war on that right. The solution, my friends, is nullification. Your freedom is in your hands. Thank you.